Good morning, everyone. Hello, Giovanna. Hello, Nico.
Good morning.
Hello, Tara. Hello, Venerable Tenzin Lamo.
Hello, everybody.
Good morning. Testing this microphone. Can we hear this microphone enough? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Is the Zoom level going up? Testing. Okay.
Hello, Alejandra. I'm going to go ahead and set you up for translations. Thank you.
Testing this microphone. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Geshe Gellick is here.
So we'll start with Shakyamuni Buddha's mantra 3 times. And now the Medicine Buddha, verse of praise and stanza. Bhagawan, with equal compassion for all, whose name when merely heard dispels the suffering of the lower realms, dispeller of disease and the 3 poisons, I prostrate to Medicine Buddha, lapis light. So say the mantra 7 times. Te ata om Om Bekanze, Bekanze, Maha Bekanze, Bekanze, Raja Samugate Soha. Teata Om Bekanze, Bekanze, Maha Bekanze, Bekanze, Raja Samugate Soha. Teata Om Bekanze, Bekanze, Maha Bekanze, Bekanze, Raja Samugate Soha. Teata Om Bekanze, Bekanze, Maha Bekanze, Bekanze, Raja Samugate Soha. Teata Om Bekanze, Bekanze, Maha Bekanze, Bekanze, Raja Samugate Soha. Teata Om Bekanze, Bekanze, Maha Bekanze, Bekanze, Raja Samugate Soha. Teata Om Bekanze, Bekanze, Maha Bekanze, Bekanze, Raja Samugate Soha. Okay, now the four measurables 3 times. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. Now the verse of praise and mantra for Chenrezig. Do they know where everything is in the Gold Prayer Book? Okay. Bottom of page 37. Not veiled by any fault, white in color, whose head a perfect Buddha crowns in light, gazing compassionately at all beings, to you, Chenrezig, all seeing one, I prostrate. Let's say this just 7 times. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 You know the verse and praise and mantra for Green Tara. Tare liberates from cyclic existence. Tutare liberates from all fears. Ture liberates from all sickness. I prostrate to the liberator Mother Tara. Om Tare Tu Re Soha. 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 Okay, now the see the refuge, taking refuge in generating bodhicitta. Page 34. Thank you, Dharmasi.
Oh, sorry. Still waking up. Oh, yeah. If you are not able to follow the refuge Buddhist prayer, so then try to develop positive intentions. The best form of positive intentions that kind of like indicate last two lines of refuge prayer, altruistic attitude, or in order to get the maximum benefit for yourself. So it's very, according to Buddhism, it's very important for you to have altruistic attitude. So interest, that means interest for the well-being of other sentient beings. Then you will get maximum benefit. Whatever positive action you do, physically, mentally, verbally, so then you get maximum benefit. Due to the kindness of other sentient beings, that we are enjoying our life, from like the very clothes that we wear, very food that we eat, very tea we drink, very environment that we live is contributed. There are so many, I say, energy and the time is invested from other sentient beings. So therefore, it is make 100% sense to think about the well-being of other sentient beings. Then you will enjoy. Positive mind itself is like calm mind. Calm mind is not different than positive mindset. Calm mind, peaceful mind is not different than positive mindset. It's the same thing. Same thing. So when you have positive mind, you have calm mind, and you have peaceful mind. When there's a disturbing thought, so then there's no peace mind. There's no mind is not in the peace. Mind is not calm. So moment that we have disturbing thought, it's not good for you. It's not just for religion things. It's for sake of your own happiness. Your life will be much, much better off if you have positive thought. So therefore, so reciting refuge and bodhicitta prayer is a part of the traditions, but there's a meaning behind that is to develop positive thought, positive thought. So then, if you don't say the prayer, that's okay. So then you are thinking or meditating, or thinking means meditating, same thing. When you're thinking about the power of altruistic attitude and the importance of importance of the interest or desire for happiness for other beings. So then there's the whole point why you say refuge and bodhicitta prayer. So there's the very reason why you say 3 times. If you can think if you can develop positive thought, first round, you don't need to say 3 times. It's not necessary. Maybe why we say 3 times, maybe first time looking around, maybe second time, maybe thinking about tea, then third time, then maybe you're thinking about what you're saying. That's the reason, okay? Sanje chodang soje chonam la chanju pardon dani chapsunje chishenje be sonamje bala penje sanje lu Sanje chodang soje chonam la chanju pardon dani chapsunje dani chishenje be sonamje bala penje Sanje chodang soje chonam chanjo bado dane jobo chishenje be sonanje bola beje sanje no Namo la yeke dalu da ne shenge te wanda da me yeke na na do wa kunje na na je na tamje ke do da ge che ten to kange tu ze nye so ne ta wa tamje ba me je ya tamje chu ne te je ba ko dum te na cha se lo I think the last stanza, not the last, second last stanza, I said it, three stanza, that's also part of the traditions. When you teach, it's not much about how well you represent, how well you present. That's not the concern. Here, the concern is intention, is the more something to be worried about, the intention, your intentions. It's not like how well you're going to receive by people, how well you spoke, none of that. So more important thing here is the intentions, intentions. Your side, my side, it's the intentions. That's why I think the power of the intentions cannot be underestimated. So intention here, even though I don't speak very good English, but the second stanza, it says that you speak, you teach. Divine language, like Lu, Naga language. Then there's no like the language of spirit, Then there's probably not many language there. You are kind of imagining that you are teaching in all this language. Yeah, actually, practically, I don't speak very good English. Even it's harder to teach in English, so can imagine teaching another language. But that's all intentions that you are trying to. The intention here, intention is the most important thing. Then outcome is based on causes and conditions. There's very little control you have, even though we think we have control over everything, but there's ignorance. We don't. Outcome is very much based on causes and conditions. If all the causes and conditions come together, then there will be a good outcome. If all the causes and conditions doesn't come together, then there will be okay outcome. So here. So you look here or you look where? You see. Erin, where you look up, where somewhere here or you? So usually I see in my computer when I look so they can see, I can see them. Oh, there, okay. So any
Still getting used to things. Yes, Geshe-la, there's one question. The question is, scorpions, spiders, and snakes are equal to undesirable objects in purification practices.
I didn't bring my cat here. It's about animals.
But
Yeah.
aren't these also sentient
Let's go to
beings?
one second. Please call again.
Okay. Scorpions, spiders, and snakes are equal to undesirable objects in purification practices. But aren't these also sentient beings too, that also deserve our compassion? By making these sentient beings undesirable objects, doesn't that further propagate negativity, fear, and hatred of these animals rather than compassion? This seems to be contrary or hypocritical to Buddhist teachings and Buddhist thought. If one takes time and effort to learn about these sentient beings, one will discover how very amazing they are, and that, like us, they too seek safe and happy lives.
What is the alternative? What is the alternative for that visualizations? What is the alternative? You understand? What is
Yes.
the
Do
alternative for the visualizations?
you want me to answer that, Geshe-la?
Yeah. What is the alternative? Yeah, that would be nice if you answer. So then I get some break. Very good. See, like, what is that? Yeah, so maybe, like you don't have to do that visualizations. Nobody forcing us to do that visualizations. Or like point here. So here we are talking about purification practice, So like, and this is very important. Part of the practice, not just important part of the practice, also important part of the life. So many of us, we do feel bad time and time again. Probably there's reason based on situation, circumstance, something that you say, something that you are thinking, something probably you do physically. According to the purification practice, that it clearly indicates that one should not think that your action and yourself is one. So then there is no hope. If you believe that you are naturally bad, I'm sorry to say, but then there's not much hope, So this is very important. This is very important to how to lift up your spirit from your actions. Make sure that you clearly understood. Far as action is concerned, that it can be purified. It can be purified. How? Out of positive mindset, thinking about something negative, then doing something positive. And the end, instead of feeling bad, you feel good. So that probably you have experience. I have also little experience. Thinking about something wrong out of negative mindset, doing nothing, that create more pain. So then that kind of like generated more disturbing thought. So then thinking, like there's nothing I can do. I'm just bad. There's nothing I can do. That's ignorance. That's not true. That's not wisdom. That's ignorance. So now, through the visualizations, all the negative actions, if you want to purify, what kind of visualization you'll do? You what kind of like basically trying to get this negative or toxic out of your life. What kind of form do you visualize that helps you to, going up, going down, going side by side, it according to intensive purification practice, you can visualize going up, all this toxic related to physical body, mind, going down, going side by side, or you can just visualize going all of them going down out of your body, then like ground beneath you. So what kind of visualizations? Or something that, like is easier, relatively is easier if you imagine something that you don't like, easier, so easy to get rid of. So you don't have to visualize scorpion or spider if you, I don't blame, if you like something like if you love scorpion, spider, then whatever your comment is makes sense, it completely makes sense. Yeah, Buddhism, particularly Mahayana Buddhism, is all about benefiting each and every living beings. In that regard, your comment makes completely sense. So now you need to find alternative. But I'm not going to force you to visualize scorpion and spider. I'm not going to force or request to you do the same video. You can alternate. Okay, so that's quite easy to fix. You can alternate. So now here important, the primary intention of the purification practice is compassion, loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, compassion towards, mainly compassion toward yourself. So I don't believe visualizing scorpion, form of scorpion, like spider. There's no harmful intention. There's like zero harmful intention in this regard. Even though you're visualizing them, you are not generating like any ill will towards them. Your primary motivation is to just want to help yourself. Just trying to understand how to separate myself and my actions, and how to truly understand that my true nature is something good. In Buddhism, it's called Buddha nature. So how I can recognize that, and how I can be aware that I do possess Buddha nature. I can change. I can become better. I can reduce my anger. I can minimize my anger. I can eradicate my anger from through my mind. That's my goal. So that's like a primary intention. So even though you're visualizing, there's no ill will towards those beings that you're visualizing getting out of your body. There's no ill will. So I need to clarify that. So that's like, if you think there's contradiction in this regard, your primary motivation is just compassion. That's all. There's no anger towards anybody. So based on that, you can alternate. If that visualization is not very suited for your mind, you may have like pet, spider pet, scorpion pet. So I totally understand. You can alternate visualization. The bottom line, how to separate me and my action, a certain action that's really bothering my mind, what I should do, purify. Otherwise, I've been here 21 years, been talking. Can you imagine? I've been talking here 21 years, talking. Here at the center, talking to people one-on-one. I kind of wonder, I'm not saying for 100% sure, but I kind of wonder, do people in the West, do they believe they can purify? That each one has to ask a question to yourself. Do you really believe that you can purify? Do you really believe, not just believe, do you understand that your action and you and your actions are not one? Everybody make mistake, everybody. Everybody make mistake. Then in America, you have saying, live and learn. Live and learn. If live is perfect, there's nothing to learn. If living is perfect, there's nothing to learn. Live and learn means that you live with mistake. You do make mistake. You purify, you correct them, you purify them. What we do, if there's something wrong, we fix. If it's possible, we don't just sit there, feel bad, knowing that you can fix. We don't do that. If you do that, what we call, that's called nice thing. Something you can fix, you don't fix, then you just sit there and feeling continuously bad. That doesn't call wisdom. You fix, You don't like the paint, you change. You put some paint that you like. Then maybe for the last few years, then you change another again. So that's what we do. So exactly, certain actions, you have, everybody has, till we liberate it. So we have to admit that we are not perfect. We can't pretend that we are perfect. It's not perfect. According to Buddhism, the perfection is called moksha or liberation. That's the perfect. When you reach there, then you'll be, your action, physical action, verbal action, mental action will be perfect. That means those action is not powered by disturbing thought. There's no chance for disturbing thought. Opportunity for disturbing thought is long gone, long gone. So then you can call perfection. Before that, we all make mistake. So then fix, then make mistake again, then fix, then make a mistake. Then slowly you realize, oh, maybe less mistake, maybe less fix. So that's how, this, I think it's important. Otherwise, I hear often, oh, my life has no meaning. That's ignorance. That's not true. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like my life has no meaning. This life is precious. That has meaning. Life is precious, So it has meaning. So very interesting, Buddhism. There's a teaching called Lamrim, stages of the path. First topic, of course, is like relationship between you and teachers. Second topic, precious human life. Precious human life. So it's very important. And just think yourself, think moment, just think how often you thought that your life is precious. How often? Maybe none. How often you thought that your life is not good? There's no how the life will become better. We need to. It is precious. It's not the Lama Tsongkhapa saying, oh, Lama Tsongkhapa is not. Lama Tsongkhapa is not making this up. Oh, your life is precious. It is precious. It is precious. It's precious. Your presence in this world is precious. Every moment of this is precious. It's precious. Oh. It's all done through thinking, in daily basis, in thinking, reminding yourself. If you call it a meditation, it is a meditation. Meditation means not different than thinking. There are like different levels of thinking by hearing something, thinking about reading something, thinking about thinking deep. That's called, review meditation, thinking about what you read, what you hear, thinking over them called review meditation, thinking one specific topic, thinking then, like doing the brainstorming, that's called analytical meditation, then thinking deep on that specific topic, hoping that you will gain some meditative experience. That means next time when you say the word, it has weight. It's not just some word, it has some meaning. It means something. It means something. Hearing about the pizza, seeing pizza, probably it's all related to pizza. Seeing, hearing, reading about pizza, one topic, reading, hearing, seeing, eating. There's two, there's more profound, eating. So then, then it's almost like testing. You are not just reading, you are testing. You are now experiencing glimpse of test, what precious human life means. You start to experience a glimpse of test of the precious human life. So then that's very good. It's very good for you. So then you realize, I should not, waste this precious human life that now I just start to get a glimpse of test what it really means. So now you understood, at least you understood intellectually, not just that, you now, whenever you think about that topic, there's some feeling. Your heart is part of that knowledge. Before it's just brain. Now your heart has become part of that knowledge. You feel something. So then the second step, you're thinking now, what is the best way to get the most out of this precious human life? And what is how I waste this precious human life? Oh, then it's coming down on positive thought and disturbing thought. More disturbing thought, you are not getting the most out of this precious human life. You're basically getting nothing. The moment you think about something positive, oh, you are now getting something out of this precious human life. So now you think about we are not only the species living on this planet, other species, that's very limited how far they can think. Very limited. Human, we can think very far, we can think very deep. So because of that, this life is precious. Because of that, you can think limitless number of positive things you can think because of this marvelous brain that you have. Is part of the human brain that's capable to think. So then you learn slowly, you learn so how to take the most out of this precious human life in daily basis. It makes you happy. It makes you happy. Makes you happy. Makes your mind calm and peaceful. And slowly you feel fortunate. Then you feel blessed, you feel fortunate, you feel blessed. So then every, yeah, it is happiness, but happiness, that's kind of a tricky term. But every happiness you gain by thinking, that happiness will last much longer. It's not like drinking something good. Minute you finish the drink, that's gone. It's not like that. So that can get deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. So, it's good things, okay? So that's all about the purification practice. Just question. Yeah, I think it's important. It's very important. Don't just take my word. I'm just repeating here. I'm not just making these things up. I'm repeating, and I'm trying. Every day I'm trying to understand that my action can be purified. Not just sitting by doing nothing, doing something. There's something that you could learn. It's not like something that you cannot learn. You can learn and do for the sake of your own happiness, and you feel good. Then you never feel hopeless. You always feel there's hope. Even though something's going wrong, you say there's something you can purify. But I think it's not a good idea with the intention of that you can purify, then you deliberately say something negative, or I can purify tomorrow. But that's probably not a smart thing to do. So, what do you think? I think it's important that we need to understand, we need to learn, educate ourselves. Don't ever think that you are one with your actions, and there's no hope. There's no hope. It's not good for it's not good for good for your life. It's not good. It's not just religion things. It's not good for your life. Okay. Yeah.
There are no other questions right now, Geshe-la.
Oh yeah. Well, Alexander, thank you very much for translating people in Patagonia and India. If there are no questions, maybe to share your idea, like do you believe in purification? Say anybody can say something like experience that you have doing any form of purification practice, because here probably you have like millions or zillions things to do, but you choose to come here. So it is also good to hear from other people what it does like share your experience, like what's the downside of not believing in. I'm not just talking about Buddhist version of purification practice. I'm just talking about generally speaking. Generally speaking, can you? What is the best way to overcome from negative actions? Let's put it that way. What is the best way to overcome from negative actions? There's something that bothers your mind, something that's been bothering your mind long period of time. Is there something we can do, or there's nothing we can do? Just you just live with that rest of your life? Please, share something. Share.
So to begin with COVID protocols, the way we're going to handle speaking in the Gampa is go ahead and say what you want to say, and then I'll repeat it so that people on Zoom and YouTube can hear you, and then Geshe-la will respond. So Andre, you had a comment. So you won't use a microphone, you'll just speak, and I'll repeat what you say and maybe pause every now and then so I can.
By the way,
repeat.
Geshe-la is like splitting all the teeth like baby here or there. No, we need-
Yes, I can hear you fine.
Something to the effect that you're crazy if you don't do purification.
So, Andre, let me repeat every now and then, otherwise I'll lose it. Andre said purification is the answer, and Rinpoche has said, you're crazy if you don't purify.
Yeah, so I realized that I'm 70 years old now. I'll be 71 next month. I realized that I got fewer days left to live than I have to. So this idea of that life can end at any moment is very, very real. It's just really, really hit me. But there is no guarantee that I'm going to have another human resource.
So Andre says he's almost 71 and he realizes he has fewer days left to live than he's lived already. And I lost the second half of it.
There's no guarantee that I'm going to get another human rebirth.
There's no guarantee that he'll get another human rebirth.
Or when I will get one.
Or when.
So purification really, really hit me very hard. And I just realized I do water self-purification practice in the context of the four opponent powers. I do this every night. And I have seen a change. And it's like you really begin to you see that you're really losing this very self-centered way of thinking. It becomes so real. So I encourage you guys in prison, those in my Buddhist class, those who were just in my generic class, I encourage them to do at least the four opponent powers. Do that, the 4 R's of thought and practice.
So Andre does Vajrasattva purification practice every night in the context of the four opponent powers. And he can see that it has made a big difference. He thinks less about himself, and he encourages the people he visits in prison to make use of this practice.
When you speak, they hear.
They can hear when I use the microphone. Yeah, I was raised Catholic. So Kim was raised Roman Catholic, and one part of Catholicism is a practice of confession, where you confess your sins to a priest in a dark, closed-off area. And the important part of purification is that you lay it down, but you also need to lay down the shame. So when you do something that goes against your integrity, there can be a lot of shame attached with it. But Geshe is talking about separating ourselves from that shame. Carmen?
I was also raised a Catholic, but yeah, not confession. But I left Catholicism because there was a lot of guilt involved. You know, you actually say mea culpa, mea culpa, mea culpa. So we are like blaming ourselves. And I said, I cannot live like this. I can't. This is not positive, you know. And I left the church. And I found Buddhism is my path. Because it's like I believe what Geshe-la is saying is like that we are not our actions. So in that there's hope. So in the shame and guilt, there's hope.
So Carmen was also raised Catholic, and one thing she found difficult was the guilt that goes with confession, and that you say mea culpa, mea culpa, mea culpa, which means through my fault. And that rather than have the guilt attached to it, I'm sorry, Carmen, I lost the,
Back to the guilt attached, like you said.
yeah.
In Buddhism, you separate yourself from your actions. That's their hope.
So in Buddhism, you separate yourself from your actions, and there is hope.
Mm. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I was just wondering, like, of course, in the Buddhism, there's different form, different, like, how you say, different types of purification practice. I was just wondering, like, generally speaking, like, not everybody believe in Buddhism. That's fine. There's nothing wrong. But in the end, we are all human, regardless. We are call ourselves Buddhist, non-Buddhist, atheist, believer, not believer, doesn't matter. At the end, we all feel something. We think, because we all have brain, we think, we talk, we move our body, same thing, we move our body, we communicate with, verbally communicate, and we think. This is the most important. This is common thing. It's nothing to do with religion. This is the common things. So, and unfortunately, again, that mind, like positive thought, does not rise automatically. That's the fact. Disturbing thought do rise based on cause, based on situation, circumstance. So now minimizing or not giving any chance to disturbing thought to rise, that requires some knowledge. It won't happen just for nothing. It requires some deeper understanding of all the existence. That existence, nature of existence, has nothing to do with Buddhism, nothing to do with Catholicism, has nothing to do with Christianity, it's nothing to do with religion. It's just a fact. So that's important to understand, like we can't act like, oh, how you say, like, we need to understand we are what we are all going through. We need to understand. So there's no samsara is nothing to do with nothing to do with Buddhism. It is just try to understand your own existence. And then that try to gain the profound knowledge of your own existence. Then when you look around, same thing. You can now fight. Then you realize you can't fight based on faith. That's like nonsense. So then eventually you realize, like you kind of understood the true nature of, this like imperfection existence everywhere. So that kind of lays the foundation for universal compassion. You don't care what they believe. They are Christian. They are still human. They have emotions. They are looking for happiness every single second, exactly like you do. There's no differences. So therefore, we should not make differences because we should look at from the fundamental point of view. So then I myself very much hoping from deep down from my heart every single day when I see someone, and I'm very much hoping that the first thought that should arise in my mind, my life is that person's, I'm not see that person's American, I see that person is looking for happiness every single second. So that helps me. It helps me to live a better life. So that's the fundamental thing. So so now the question is, when you make mistakes, then what do you do? Or you could say, or you could know, like if that person is very, like you in your mind, that person is very evil, based on something. Then you say, oh, that person's, so noisy, is right next to my next door neighbors, and there's blah blah blah, all kind of things like, yeah, probably that person is very noisy. But keep thinking about that again and again. What benefit you get? Zero. Let's not talk about religions. Let's talk about your happiness. What can you now do? Because this just constant thinking about the negative about the neighbors. Now, what is the best way to get over that? Thinking something positive. Is that easy? It's not easy. It's not even easier just thinking constantly about this negative side. That's not easy. Then you are doing it. That's not easy. You are doing that all the time. That's not easy. So now, what is the alternative? Make peace with that person, if it's possible. Make a peace. Don't fuel the situations. Human, not human ultimate nature, but human has tendency to fuel the situations. What are you hoping? You're hoping good outcome. Is that possible? Let's not talk about religion. Is that possible? Good outcome by just being negative? That's what you believe. That's your idea. There's no guarantee. No, even it's hard, sake of your own happiness, So the same thing. What is the best way to overcome from disturbing thought? What's the best way to overcome from that? Actually, something went wrong that's bothering you. It's bothering you so much. What you can do? What you can do? That's the main question. What you can do? Do you want to feel good? Yes, of course. You have every right to feel good. You deserve. So now, based on that, what you can do, now based on that, what is purification? What is purification? How to overcome that action that's been bothering you so much? What's the best way to overcome? Regret? If that's possible, regret. What happened? This is now more like analytical meditation we are talking about. What happened if you regret? Yeah, you are capable to regret. You are capable to generate regret exactly the way I am capable. Everyone is capable. What happened if you regret? What happened? What is the result of regret? More likely, you are not going to repeat that because there's something you regret. That's one benefit. So not now. That's why even though there's 4 power when you do the purification practice, regret is one of them. Regret. It's not religious things. It's not Buddhist things. It's regret. You don't have to be Buddhist to regret, right? If it's Buddhist thing, then you cannot regret. Now you are not Buddhist. It's not like that. It's not Buddhist thing. The humans are capable to regret, feel bad. First benefit, more likely you are not going to repeat because you regret. Second, what you can do, make sure that you don't repeat this again. Some kind of commitment is needed. No sake of religion, sake of your own happiness. Because now you eventually you realize that negative action is haunting you, not hunting or haunting. It's bothering you. This is you can't wait, you can afford to wait. You have to do something. You can't afford to wait. Why you that means you have no compassion to yourself. You are just letting yourself continue to feel bad and bad, doing nothing. That's no sounds compassion. When you see someone going through some kind of like abuse, suffering, physical, mental, you sympathize. How come that you are going through something, why you don't sympathize? Same thing, situation, same thing, is going through some difficulties. No, when you see somebody going through some difficulties, generally speaking, people don't show anger. People usually sympathize. They don't show anger, generally speaking. They don't show anger. They don't question, oh, do you believe in Christian? They don't ask, do you believe in Buddhism? They don't ask. They just feel bad because you are going through some difficulties. At that moment, human nature is arising. Fundamental human wants to help. There's a human goodness. You don't see that every day, so therefore you need to remind yourself every day that you are good. Fundamentally, you possess Buddha nature, you can become enlightened. That's very important to remind yourself on a daily basis. As a Buddhist monk, you do meditations, every day, trying to remind yourself. Try to remind yourself the situation that we are all in, what kind of complication we go through till we liberate it. You remind yourself, then you are, your perception change, If your neighbor's dog bark all the time, what do you call that specific dog that go like the long ear, the gray horn, not like something horn, blood horn, or long ear. What will you do? You have beautiful backyard, garden. Moment you walk out, neighbor dogs comes, bark you like constantly. What do you do? This is just an example situation. What do you do? You can go out of your mind. It's your choice. Will that make you happy? No. What do you do? Is that challenge? It is challenge. You don't like to hear that noise. Now, generally, anger towards that dog, poor dog, has no clue like why the dog's barking. Probably you may think, oh, that dog is like angry with me. Could be wrong. You could be wrong. You know. What do you do? For you, most important things, protect your peace of mind. That's the most important thing. You have choice. You should not feel like you have no choice. You can just go inside the house. But there's like sacrifice. You don't see the garden inside the house. Garden's outside. So then, this is just example. There's like every day, there's all kind of situations that rise. And the meanwhile that you are very vulnerable, that you not train yourself to how to think something positive, it's hard. It's hard. It's not easy. So therefore, we should not expect life is going to be perfect. That's not good. We should expect there will be challenge. Okay. Okay.
So we need to bring Erin in the room. We have a couple of announcements. There she is. Yeah.
Not so much an announcement, but I just need to hold it a little bit closer here. Just thank yous.
Mhm.
So in thinking about how it's possible that we're here today with Geshe-la on a Sunday, serving both in person and Zoom, it's clear that we have many people to thank. We thank our precious teachers, Geshe Galak and Geshe Songpo, for guiding us through these years, sharing the teachings and leading practice. We thank Donna and Linda for organizing the offerings that have kept our community strong. Venerable Lamo and Venerable Chuki for practice and meditation. All our DB teachers, Robbie, Don, Heyman, and especially Steep, who was the guinea pig for our hybrid in-person and Zoom class this year, just last month in March. And for the translation, I forgot to mention, I might be thanking a lot of people pretty quickly, but the gist is we're thanking everybody. So for intro and meditation teachers, Jill, Michael, Dave Macleys, Karen Mastriani, Jim, Patty, Andre, who even did an in-person class when we had a little bit of low COVID numbers last year, and Jack, who led a discussion around that same time. Elise and Patty for offering so many outreach opportunities during this time, for Barb and Amanda for leading the prison project initiatives. During these 2 years, we took some opportunities to make some improvements at the center. And thank you for tolerating the temperature. Our fresh air today is the quality of a little bit chilly, but we are sticking with the fresh air. So, John Pell for repairing and repainting the stupa and building a throne in the courtyard for the courtyard Buddha. Everyone who helped, Patrick, Joey, many painters. I saw Julie out there all the time, Lee. We cleaned the lobby out to allow more space for people. Susan Daniel is here, led the charge to organize the Dharma shop. Becca, Sandy, Donna, and I were all here sweating and moving furniture and things around. Gary, Carrie Brief, Bill Bremer helped with some long overdue repairs and improvements, drywall, ceiling tiles, toilet. David Strevel managed vendors to upgrade our system from propane to natural gas and repair our roof. next, we're going to fix the drainage and the beds out front. Aleda and Octavio did this amazing job painting the lobby that you see, repairing our back step, and they recently installed air filters. So one more high quality air filter so we can continue to have fresh air. Paul Krebs used his extra time that he had at the beginning of COVID and started this amazing amount of time that he put into our grounds, which are now so beautiful and so easy to maintain, although he still puts a lot of time into it, even as his life has gotten extra busy. So we put in the call recently to help prepare to invite all of you back into the Gampa here today, and the response was tremendous. We are now offering more with Zoom, and we have more considerations for staying healthy. So big, big thanks to everyone who responded. Sandra and Alex pretty much show up for almost every project with great energy and amazing support. Monica has taken on organizing projects for the grounds, as well as the mowing team of Anthony, Chase, Gerardo, and Michael. The reason isn't just so clean today when you walked in. Several sessions kind of getting things back up to snuff. Neely, Felix, Laura, Karen Edwards, Anthony again. Scheduling volunteers and drivers is Trina and Karen Mastriani. I feel like the Academy Awards. Ongoing roles that we always need, our support coordinators, Monica, Sandy, Heather, program assistants, Laura, Kim, Elise, Susie. On AV, we have Chris, who's not just a volunteer, but helped with upgrading our system. It's always troubleshooting. Jen Manella, who's coming on board, David, who's coming on board. Our greeters include Jaya, who's also helping us keep our supplies up. Bill Bremer on Monday nights, especially keeping us safe. Dharma Shop, including Hetty, who signs up to help in a variety of roles. So many people take on multiple roles, and there are so many people that make all of this happen. It's the efforts of so many people, and just sustaining those efforts is difficult and very, very much appreciated. So I know I'm sure I forgot somebody, but we're very, very appreciative. The whole community is appreciative of everyone in the community who helped get us to this point, because it's been a long time coming. So it's so good to see everybody.
Okay, Aaron, you
just go.
can't sit down yet. You can't sit down yet, Aaron. So this great big long list that Aaron read, if you're happy to be here today, you want to thank Aaron. If you're happy about how the center looks, you want to thank Aaron. Almost everything on this list, Aaron and Sandy were part of organizing. They started talking and thinking and planning for this day almost a year ago. The two of them in particular, you know, I had little pieces here and there, but the two of them in particular literally have spent hundreds of hours over this past year planning, thinking about everything, rethinking the plan, thinking again, gathering people to help, working through what the problems are, thinking about what the problems might be, finding solutions, finding more solutions, sweating it out when they're with worry about how things are going to be. They've just done a tremendous job and really devoted a lot of time. So, thank you.
Thank you so much. So, yeah, so thank you again. Thank you very much. So we will hear like meditations after this, take a few minute breaks. So after that, Vajasadava. Yeah, so I'm going to guide the meditations. So you take break, you know, like refresh yourself. And thank you very much, all the people online watching. So usually I greet you one by one. So today I cannot see the name very clearly. So I'm kind of confused, looking here, looking there. They're too far. So anyway, all of you have a wonderful day and see you next Sunday, okay? Oh, yeah. Oh, dedication prayer.
Okay, so the dedication prayers are on 32 and 33 in the Gold Prayer Book. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain an ocean of happiness and joy by virtue of our merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled with the mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. Naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may these never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power and may people think of benefiting each other for as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain. Until then, may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. And the long life prayers on pages 244 and 245 in the Gold Prayer Book. But first, the long life prayer for His Holiness. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good, all-powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso. Please remain until samsara ends. And then the one for Sarah J. Kinson Rinpoche Jetson Losandalek. The one who mastered his speech at a very young age. The one with great patience, who received the name Alatare. The one with great precision, who spread the teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa on bliss and void. Lama ornament of the yellow hat tradition. Please remain until samsara ends. And then the one for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. You uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Mandana's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplished magnificent prayers honoring the three jewels, savor of myself and others, your disciples. Please, please live long. And then 7 Tara mantras for Geshe-la and Geshe Sangpo's long, healthy, happy lives. Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re So Ha. Om 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 Tare Tu Re So Ha.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice Sunday. Take some breaks. So if you want to stay in the meditations, okay, take some break. Just go, maybe Alhamdulillah, it's better to show the Vajrasattva image there, so probably that's better. That people can visualize. It's just seeing my photo, no benefit. No, no. So maybe see Vajrasattva. Oh, that's much better. Oh yeah, welcome back. So now we do meditation. Please don't think like the spiritual practice is something like different, something like I say, separate from your life. It's like same thing, the same thing. Now here, what are you trying? Why we're gathering here, and we are trying to help ourselves. That's all. Listen, okay, so now here, it's not just today. Like whenever you do purification practice, just think that you're helping yourself. That's all. Don't just see this like some form of religious practice. You're just helping yourself, cleaning your mind. That's all, to feel good. So now here, you sit comfortably. Visualization, there's like options. Either you can visualize on your top of your crown, or like space before you. Okay, doesn't have to be here. Space before you. You can visualize. So now you see the image here. That's called Vajrasattva. So now I'm going to guide the meditations. So you have options. Space before you. If you have more, there's more suitable for you. Please do. Or I'm going to lead the meditation exactly the way it's like written in the practice that you try to do daily basis. Okay. Rangi Chivo on the top of your crown. Or space before you, same thing, just translate that if you are visualizing in front of you. On the top of your crown, lotus. All this image is going to be a form of light, okay? Lotus. Top of that, mundis, like something white circle, mundis. Lotus symbolize renunciations, means the profound understanding of our own existence. That's what renunciation is. Mundis symbolize bodhicitta. And top of the mundis, there's like letter hum, white hum. On the white hum. That very hum, white hum, become white vajra. Yeah, you can look at here, so give you some mental image. So center of that vajra, then there's another white hum. So that white vajra become now Buddha Vajra Sattva. right hand holding Vajra, the left hand holding bell, which symbolize wisdom, compassion. In Tantrayana teaching symbolize male and female energies. If you receive the initiation, so then you can visualize with consort. Adorned with beautiful jewelry and the wearing cloth made out of silk. Sitting in full Vajra cross. So now visualize central heart. There's a white hum. White light emit from the letter hum. Observe all the blessings from all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas from the 10 directions. That light, very light, imitate from that letter of white hum, which is located central heart of the Buddha Vajrasattva. Absorb all the blessing, dissolve back into the letter hum. So then that very letter hum surrounded by 100 syllable mantra, Vajrasattva mantra. Nectar flows through the mantra and the center white hum. Simultaneously, nectar flows from the 100 syllable mantras, which are located in the central heart of the Buddha Vajrasattva. Nectar flows from there through your crown chakra into your central channels, purifying all the negative actions. So now the Vajrasattva itself is called power of dependence. It serves as a power of dependence. So mantra that we are going to recite is power of antidote. So then, of course, should generate strong regret towards all the negative actions. So then after the practice, then make some kind of commitment that you are not going to repeat next second, next minute, next hour, next day. Make some kind of commitment not to repeat because it makes you feel bad. Nectar continues to flow while you're reciting the mantras. Then imagine all the negative comments purifying while you're reciting the mantra. Maintain the visualization. Nectar continuously flowing through the mantra and the letter Hum through your crown chakra into your central channels and continuously purifying while you're reciting mantra. First 7 purifies all the negative deed associated with the physical body. Next 7 purify all the negative deed associated with the physical verbal. So the last 7 purify all the negative associated with the mind. Okay, then completely purify. Okay, so now recite the mantra. Om Banda Sato Samaya Manu Palaya Maya Sando Tino Ba Teta Trudo Meba Sudo Kayo Meba Wa Subo Kayo Meba Wa Anorado Meba Sawa Sede Meba Sawa Kama Sutsa Me Tsitam Sheya Kuro Ha 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 ho Bhagavana Sawa Tadaga Dharma Memazam Bezam Bava Mava Samaya Sado Ahom Pe Om Benza Sado Samaya Manu Balaya Benza Sado Tino Bava Teta Trudo Me Sudo Kayo Me Bava Subo Kayo Me Bava Anorado Me Bava Sawa Sede Me Bava Sawa Kama Sutsa Me Siddham Sheya Kuro Ha 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 Bhagavana Sawa Tadaga Vajrama Me Muza Vajra Bhava Ma Samaya Sato Ahom Pe Om Bhaja Sato Sama Bhaja Sato Tino Ba Teta Trudo Me Bhava Sudo Kayo Me Bhava Subo Kayo Me Bhava Anarado Me Bhava Sawa Sede Me Bhava Sawa Kama Sutsa Me Siddham Sheya Kuro Ha 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 ho Bhagavana Sawa Tada Vajrama Me Muza Vajra Bhava Ma Samaya Sado Ahom Pe Om Vajra Sato Samaya Manu Balai Vajra Sado Tino Ba Teta Trudo Me Bhava Sudo Kayo Me Bhava Subo Kayo Me Bhava Anorado Me Bhava Sawa Sede Me Bhava Sawa Kama Sutsa Me Chidam Sheya Kuro Ha 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 ho Bhagavana Sawa Tada Vajra Mame Muza Vajra Bhava Ma Samaya Sato Ahom Pe Om Vajra Sato Samaya Manu Palaya Vajra Sato Tino Ba Teta Trudo Me Bhava Sudo Kayo Me Bhava Subo Kayo Me Bhava Anorado Me Bhava Sawa Sede Me Bhava Sawa Kama Sutsa Me Siddham Sheya Kuro Ha 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 ho Bhagavana Sawa Tada Vajra Mame Muza Vajra Bhava Ma Samaya Sato Ahom Pe Om Vajra Sato Samaya Vajra Sato Tino Ba Teta Trudo Me Bhava Sudo Kayo Me Bhava Subo Kayo Me Bhava Anorado Me Bhava Sawa Sede Me Bhava Sawa Kama Sutsa Me Siddham Sheya Kuro Ha 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 ho Bhagavana Sawa Tada Vajra Mame Muza Vajra Bhava Ma Samaya Sato Om Bhaja Sato Samaya Manu Palaya Bhaja Sato Tino Ba Teta Trudo Me Sudo Kayo Me Bhava Subo Kayo Me Bhava Anorado Me Bhava Sawa Sede Me Bhava Sawa Kama Sutsa Me Siddham Sheya Kuro Ha 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 ho Bhagavana Sawa Tada Bajara mame muza bajara baba maha samaya sadhu ahum pe. All my friend, deep down from your heart, think that your all the negative actions that relate to the physical body is completely purified. Or you can visualize the Buddha Vajrasattva calling your name, oh my fortunate child. All the negative karma associated with your physical body is completely purified. Just imagine that. Buddha Vajrasattva calling your name, okay? So now again, I would like to remind you, the Buddha Vajrasattva itself is the power of dependence. Mantra recitation is power of antidote. So then we must generate a strong regret towards negative actions that kind of bothers our mind again and again. So then make some kind of commitment deliberately, voluntarily, sake of your own happiness. Next second, next minute, next hour, next day, not to repeat them again, okay? So then while we are reciting the mantra, please think about the four antidotes, particularly regret, and maintain the visualization nectar continuously flowing through the white letter Hum together with the mantra around the white letter Hum, nectar flows through your crown chakra into your central channels, then completely purifying your like negative karma that relates to the speech. Bajra Sato Samaya Manya Palaya Bajra Sato Teno Ba Teta Tudo Me Sudo Kayo Me Bawa Subo Kayo Me Bawa Anorado Me Bawa Sawa Sede Me Ba Sawa Kama Sutsa Me Chitam Shia Kuru Ha 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 Bhagavana Sawa Tada Vajra Mame Muza Vajra Bawa Mawa Samaya Sado Bajra Sato Samaya Manu Balaya Bajra Sato Teno Ba Teta Tuto Me Sudo Kayo Mebawa Subo Kayo Meba Anorado Mebawa Sawa Sede Meba Sawa Kama Sutsa Me Siddham Shia Kuru Ha 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 Bhagavana Vajra Vajra Mame Muza Vajra Bawa Mawa Samaya Sato Pe Bajra Sato Samaya Manu Palai Bajra Sato Teno Ba Teta Tudo Meba Sudo Kayo Mebawa Subo Kayo Mebawa Anorado Mebawa Sawa Sedem Sawa Kama Sutsa Me Siddham Shia Kuru Ha 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 Bhagavana Vajra Gada Vajra Man Vajra Bhava Mava Samaya Sadhu Aho Bajra Sato Samaya Manu Pala Bajra Sato Tino Ba Teta Tudo Me Suto Kayo Me Bava Subo Kayo Me Ba Ano Rato Me Bava Sawa Sede Me Ba Sawa Kama Sutsa Me Chitam Shia Kuru Ha 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 Bhagavana Sawa Tada Vajra Mame Muza Bhaja Bhava Mava Samaya Sadhu Ahu Pe Bhaja Manu Balaya Bajra Sadhu Tino Ba Dejana Do Meba Mebawa Subo Kayo Meba Anorado Mebawa Sawa Zede Meba Sawa Kama Sutsa Me Siddham Shia Kuru Ha 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 Bhagavana Sawa Tada Vajra Mame Muza Bhaja Bhava Mava Samaya Sadhu Ahu Pe Bhaja Sadhu Manu Balaya Bajra Sato Tino Ba Teta Sudo Kayo Mebawa Subo Kayo Mebawa Anorado Mebawa Sawa Sede Meba Sawa Kama Sutsa Me Chitam Shia Ha 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 Bhagavana Sawa Tada Bajra Mame Moza Bhaja Bhava Mava Samaya Sato Ahu Pe Bhaja Mani Palaya Baja Sado Tino Ba de Dandome Sudakayo Mebawa Zubakayo Meb Anorado Mebawa Sawase de Meba Sawakama Sutsame Chitam Shia Kuru Bhagavana Savatada Bajarama Memoza Bajarambhava Mahasam. Again, all my friends, deep down from your heart, visualize all the negative karma they associate with the speech completely purify. Oh yeah, so not the last one. All the negative karma associated with the mind need to be purified. Actually, it's not. Don't think that like, oh, this is only mantra. The first 7 only purify body. No, first mantra. Every single mantra purify each and every negative karma. So then, why I'm leading this way? So kind of feels good. Focus, body, speech, mind. But every mantra purify all of them. Okay. So the reason I divided to get more attention to specifically for the 3 doors, body, spirit, mind. Okay. So the last one. And again, all my friends, out of 4 antidote, 4 powers, so Vajrasattva, Buddha Vajrasattva, there's 4 second knowledge. So I want you to remember this practice by heart, that you don't need to look at the book, get some ideas how to do the purification practice. It's not that difficult. If I can learn, you can learn too. Just get ideas. Okay, just get ideas. Buddha Vajrasattva itself is the power of dependence. Mantra recitation is called power of antidote. So then strong regret. So then some kind of commitment not to repeat for sake of your own happiness. You don't feel good, then why you repeat? So make some kind of commitment. Hoping that our every word that comes out of mouth will be noble. Every thought that pops up has been noble. Every action that we do is noble. There's hope. There's hope. That's the best way to live a life. Even the being part of samsara, you could live your life well, meaningful. That's the hope. Okay, that's the outcome that we are hoping for, sake of our own happiness. Bhajra sato samaya manya palaya bhajra sato teno ba teta tudo me sudo kayo me bawa subo kayo me bawa ano rato me bawa sawa sede me sawa kama sutsa me siddham shriya kuru ha 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 bhagavana sawa tada bhajra mame maza bhajra bhava mawa samaya sadhu ahum pe om bhajra sato samaya Bhaja sadho teno ba te ratu suto kayo me ba wa subo kayo me ano rato me ba wa sawa kama sutsa me chitam shiya kuru ha 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 ho bhagavana savat bhajra mame maza bhajra bhava mawa samaya sadho ahum be om bhaja sadho samaya bhajra sadho teno ba te ratu do me Soto kayo me bawa, zobo kayo me bawa, anarado me bawa, zawa zede. Sawa kama sota me, chitam shiyaku. Ha ha ha, bhagavana zawa tada. Bhajara mame mada bhajam bawa mawa zamaya zado ahum be om bhaja. Manya palaya bhaja sadho tino bawa de dandadam. Sudokayo Mebawa, Subokayo Meba, Anorato Mebawa, Zawa Sedeme, Sawakama Sutsame, Chitam Shia, Ha ha Bhagavana Savat, Vajarama Memazam, Bajam Bawa Mawazam Mayazado, Aho, Pe Om Bajasa. Manu Balaya, Bajasado Tino Ba, Dedatudu. Sudokayo Mebawa, Subokayo Mebawa, Anorado Mebawa, Sawakama Sutsame, Titam Shia Kuru, Ha Bhagavana Savat, Bajarama Memodam Bajambawa Mawazamaya Zadu Aho Pe O Bajasado. Manu Balaya, Bajasado Tino Ba, Tetatudu. Sudokayo Mebawa, Subokayo Mebawa. Anorado me baba zawazade me sawakama sutsame chitam shiya ha bhagavana sava bajrama me moza bajam baba mawazamaya zado aho pe om baja manu balaya baja sado tino ba ne no Namayo me baba zubokayo me Sawakama Sutsame Chitam Shiyam Bhajarama Memada Bhajarama Sano. Oh my friend, deep down from your heart, visualize all the negative karma associated with the mind, completely purify. And please rejoice that you did more powerful purification practice today. This is very powerful purification practice. Generally speaking, is based on Vajrayana traditions, very powerful purification practice. You just finished this very powerful purification practice. Now visualize that your life become like crystal clear, like glass, free of stain, free of guilt. And rejoice and think that every beings understand the importance of purification practice and learn and wish that every being learn how to purify their actions, then hope they will not going to feel continuously bad for their bad actions, and wish them to learn their way out. So then rejoice that you just finished very powerful purification practice, okay? So I'm very, very happy to be part of this. So now the short dedication. So So forget the left a little bit into the practice. Lamanto Jisimba Gongsu, so like that you are asking Buddha Vaja Sadhava, please pay attention to me. That's what it means, Lamanto Jisimba Gongsu. Dagi Tome Tuni Sabi Dix means all the negative actions that's been created from since beginning time to till now, 다산이도 다바제도, so purify them right now, right this moment. So then Buddha Vajrasana accept your request. So then Buddha Vajrasana dissolve into your crown chakra, through your crown chakra, into your central channels, then remain in the center heart, center of your heart chakra. Also, then light emit from your body. Moment that light, if you've been visualizing your relative, your friend, your parents, if you're visualizing all other beings like left, right, front, back. So moment that light that emitting from your heart chakras, moment you touch them, completely purify their, physically, mentally purify, then visualize their body become like crystal clear glass too. Now you help them to liberate all of them from liberate from negative karma. So then rejoice that very important practice you just completed, very important practice. Not just for yourself, for all the beings that you have been visualizing left, right, front, back. So then there's something to feel good about thinking, purify negative karma. So at the end, you feel, instead of feeling bad, you feel good. So that goodness could grow. So next time when you remember your actions, there'll be no bad feeling. So it's just memory, just memory. There's no feeling of guilt. It's all gone. Oh yeah, thank you very much, Ninja. Thank you very much for sticking around. Thank you. Oh, yeah, wonderful. Oh. Thank you, everybody on the line. Thank you very much for sticking. So staying around. Thank you very much. See you next Sunday. Okay.
Thank you.
Have a nice Sunday.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Geshe-la. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Dhamma-la. Thank you, Lama-la. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.